We are live. Well, we've been live, but I have to prepare. There were things I needed to do, setting things up. It's really hot in here, which is funny because it's not hot today outside. We'll get to that in a minute. Today we're going to talk about gambling and why I kind of doubt that any casino is going to be built in Thailand. And there are talks about it right now. Lots of talk. That's about all. That's what's going on. Lots of talk and not much of anything going on. Today is what, Tuesday, November 23rd, and it's 8:08. And bring out my trusty little book here. The bot is back over 33.01. That's good news for some of us, and I'm one of those people. Air quality is 41, which is good. Temperature right now is 83 degrees, high of 86, low of 77. The feel like temperature is 89 degrees. The humidity 74%, 80% chance of rain. And just from the feel of the air outside, you can kind of tell it's going to rain. It should be raining in about 2 hours, supposedly. Visibility is 6 miles, and there is currently 0 wind. So there you have it. And once again, I'm coming over here. I took a Grab motorbike. I didn't have any cash, so I just used my card. Let the Grab take it off my card, and that way I get a motorbike. I get a little discount, and so the price is 6 baht more than if you just get a taxi from down the street, a motorbike down the street. We come in, and we're parked at the light, and I see, there's 2 cops standing at the entrance, and I think, is this guy gonna pull into the exit of the mall? Is he gonna do that? Is he gonna get away with it with 2 cops standing there? Do they really care? What are they looking for? And, I thought, he's probably gonna just drive right in. And that's what he did. He just drove right past them. Both of them didn't even look at him. I got no helmet on. I'm in the back. He didn't have a helmet. I have no helmet on. He's got his helmet on. We're coming in through the exit. This is Thailand. So, welcome to everybody for another morning stream. Welcome. Hope everybody's doing okay. Now, I looked at the name of the finals for the name of whatever boat it might be, and it's coming down to raft or canoe. And the prohibitive favorite name is Chowderhead. Why does that not surprise me? And I was thinking about, I don't want to call people chowderheads. I don't want to call the people that come into the stream chowderheads. Hey chowderheads, what's happening? No. And then I was thinking, well, I don't need to call anybody anything and call them by their names, but what is the opposite of a chowderhead? And I was like, well, maybe it's the Anti-Chowderhead Defense League. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to refer to people by that. What is this good thing? It is in Australia. They will send you off to a camp. I just had this conversation with my parents yesterday about government is just way, way, way too involved in what's going on. They just want to control everything that everybody does. And You know, maybe when you're younger, you don't realize the extent of it, but man, I realize it now. And excuse my French, but I want people to leave me the fuck alone. And by people, I mean the government. You know, don't come out with all these pansy rules, these mamby-pamsy rules that don't allow me to say this and don't allow me to say that. I don't care. I don't care. Good morning, everybody. Just so I get that out of the way. Sawat di Tong Chow. I don't have a whole lot planned today, but I was going to talk about the recent proposal. And one of the people involved in this is the Prime Minister. They are discussing this week. You know, all you have to do is look at how the government operates, and I think you will know what their answer will be. You know, it's just like the whole weed situation. Yeah, you can legalize weed, but they're not legalizing the stuff that gets you high. You know, so most people don't care about that. I don't care if I have weed on my pizza if it doesn't get me a buzz. I don't care if they're not going to legalize edibles because the other stuff, if I eat it, all it is a flavor. It's like oregano. You know, if I'm going to have anything, which I'm not saying that I will, but if I was to have anything, I would want the stuff that at least took some pain away or made me sleep better or something like that. And probably, for me, it'd be edibles at this point in my life. But it has gotten much worse in the past few years. COVID was overblown for the express purpose of... I don't think that they said, well, we got COVID and we're gonna just control people now because of this. I don't think that's how it happened. I think the COVID happened. They started. It's like, you know, they're feeling a little bit too powerful, and then they start seeing it, and they start saying, "Oh wow, we can get away with this." Hey, what are they going to do? They're not going to do anything. The bottom line is, it's very simple. If a government comes out with a proposal and the people don't like it, they can do one of two things. They can grin and bear it, or they can complain. Now, if they complain to a certain extent and they get, you know, 100,000 people, 200,000 people protesting, then maybe something will get done. But generally that doesn't happen. And even here, the protests here, yeah, okay, they can get a little crazy once in a while, but for the most part, you know, it's not that, they're not lethal enough, and they're not even a pain in the neck to the government, to the point where the government's like, oh, we'll just give it up. Let's not do what we want, what we're proposing we do. Now, getting back to proposals, they are proposing about this this gambling. And you know, in Cambodia, I was in Cambodia when they did not have casinos, and Cambodia was much different back then. It was not what it is now. You know, they didn't even have ATMs. And then they didn't get the ATMs, they got Western Union. So anytime you went to Cambodia, you had to bring, what I would do is I'd go for a week, I'd bring $1,000 of cash. You know, if I knew I was going to be gone a week to 10 days, I'd bring $1,000. That was basically $100 a day for everything, and an extra $300 for a buffer, you know. So anyway, you know, then they got the casino. Singapore got the casino, and I'll tell you something. I was involved. I'm not going to say which casino or anything. There's not that many. I was involved in an attempt to make a world title fight in Singapore. And we looked into bringing Manny Pacquiao as a guest, and also George Foreman. George Foreman, you know, I mean, like, listen, he's a businessman. His son responded to me, and I think he wanted $100,000 for his appearance fee, and then like 5 first-class airline tickets, and then I forget how many rooms, but you know, it just goes to show you that, you know, when you get involved in something like that, you're talking about big money. But what happened was we were in the middle of negotiating a deal with one of the casinos, and then the casino basically said, no, we're involved in something else and we don't want to deal with boxing. And so that was the end of that. But, you know, it hurt a little bit, because we thought we were going to have this deal, and it was a pretty good sized fight. It was with a guy from Thailand here named Punsawat Katingdang Jim, who was a very, very good fighter. He beat an Irish fighter to win the world title in Ireland, and he was a very solid, good, strong fighter. Anyway, that fight didn't happen. But the casino ended up opening up, and now they're putting on all kinds of, you know, mixed martial arts and all kinds of stuff. And then, so now you got the casino in Singapore, and you got the casinos in Cambodia. However, people have been proposing a casino or casinos in Thailand for 2 decades, and they have never passed it. And I don't know what the reason is for this, although I don't know that it's a good thing for the people. Might be good for the government, but the trickle-down effect may not come into play. And you might have a lot of people who are addicted. They're addicted to gambling. You know, they're just degenerate gamblers. That's what they'll become. And there's all kinds of underground gambling dens here. And I know some guys that provided security and stuff like this. And you know, you got to be responsible when it comes to that. You know, when it comes to gambling. And also the thing is now is because it's illegal, you risk being arrested. Many people choose to nip over the border to Cambodia or to Singapore or Macau to satisfy the gambling urge. So there's already places that are well established, and I dare say, if you look at how the Thai government functions, I would say that Macau and Singapore and even Cambodia do a better job of handling their business affairs than Thailand does. It's my opinion, and I'm going to stick with it. You know, listen, the bottom line is this. This is not just a Thai thing. You're not going to get into many places without being vaccinated. You're not going to travel. And in Thailand, you can't get into places now already unless you're vaccinated. You can't travel, you know, unless you want to go through a quarantine. I don't want to do that. So, you know, so far the jabs that I got have not had, there's been no ill effects from them that I know of. I don't, you know, who knows, tomorrow I could walk outside and die from them, I guess, but I doubt that's going to happen. And so you are going to have to show. I mean, I went to the Hilton a few weeks ago, the Hilton Hotel in Hua Hin. And the first thing they asked for was, you know, we need to see your vaccination certificate. And then, you know, you just show it, and that's it. End of story. You're in. If you're not vaccinated, they don't. You know, it doesn't all make sense to me. But you know what? The hassle that you'll go through, is it really worth it? I mean, look at all the people. You could say what you want about, oh, people are dying from the vaccines. Yeah, some people might, but they might be dead anyway. So, you know, to blame everything on the vaccine and then say, oh, well, I don't understand why. I don't like the fact that they can legally mandate that you, like in the United States, they want to legally mandate that you have to be vaccinated and that kind of thing. I think it's up to you. If you don't want to get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. It's that simple. You don't have to. Nobody's gonna hold you down and you know, stick the jab in you. So you know, it is what it is, man. You know, even in Pattaya, when I went with Longhorns, I don't know how long it's been now, 2 weeks ago, something like that. You know, we go in and they're like, you know, you've been vaccinated. They want to know. And if you want to go certain places, you want to take certain trips, you got to show your pass. I'm gonna go up to Chiang Mai on Friday morning, I believe. And guess what? If I'm not vaccinated, I'm gonna have to quarantine in Chiang Mai. Well, you know, here's the problem. You got literally thousands of vaccines that people have taken. Various vaccines, thousands of different vaccines, or at least hundreds, throughout time. Nobody bitched back then like they bitch now. Now, I understand this was done in a rush, but I don't think that medical professionals or the U.S. government or the Chinese government, well, I don't know about the Chinese government, but that they're going out of their way to create something with the little blue dot inside of it, and, you know, they haven't passed that yet. That's what they're proposing, but they haven't passed it yet. So, you know, here again, let's not get carried away. That may never come about. That data may be released in the next year. You don't know yet. They have not finalized it, from what I understand. That has not been confirmed and finalized. So, you know, so you gotta take it with a grain of salt, man. What do you expect the government to do when they're faced in the present, say 2 years ago, when they're faced with this, and they're going, oh shit, what do we have on what do we have? What is this? What's going to happen to our people? And people are dying left and right. Now, they may be older, the vast majority of them, but they're still like, these people are, you know, these people are dying. What's going on? So they have to come up with something. So then they come up with something, and then people bitch and moan about it. I do agree that governments get too involved, but then what is the purpose of a government when it comes to taking care of its people? I mean, you might say, oh, I don't want them to take care of us. But then when the Chinese come marching in, you want the U.S. military to do their part and try to defend your country? Or are you just going to go, I don't need their help? You know, so there's a lot of things to consider. And yes, there are the corporations, and there's the big pharma and all this other kind of garbage. And that's why, guess what? I live here, and for the most part, I don't have to deal with that shit. Nobody has a problem with it here. And if they do, they just don't get vaccinated, you know? Well, you say government doesn't take care of the people. I understand your sentiment. I understand that you may think they don't take care of the people, but in many ways they do, okay? You can say they take care of other places, but that doesn't mean that they're not taking care of people. You know, there's far too many welfare cases out there. Taking care of these people with your money, your tax dollars. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm no liberal, but I'm telling you, to me, if you tell me, hey, we've come up with this, we've got all our scientists, we've had all our scientists working on it, or our best scientists, or whatever, and it might save your life. Well, then, you know what? I'll take my chances. I don't think the government's out to get me. I don't think they give a flying fuck about Scott Mountain, okay? And I don't think they care much about most other people in the streams. Now, I don't know. Maybe you guys are part of the CIA or something. I don't know. Maybe you guys are government assassins. I don't know. Maybe they have reason to be interested in you. But for the most part, they don't care about any one person. I live over here. I don't give a fuck about America and what they're doing now. And I've said that. And you know what? My attitude has just gotten it's gotten worse and worse when it comes to what the American government is doing, what they're forcing people to do. And when I saw what was going on in Australia, I'm just like, what are you going to do? I feel for the Australians, and I feel for Americans too. Do Thais actually go to some special doctor and get it there? Well, obviously you've been boning up on what goes on here. No, they don't go to a special doctor. There are various places set up to vaccinate people. And, by the end of the year, supposedly the majority of the country will be vaccinated. Yeah, well, just because they want it doesn't mean that they're going to be allowed the 55 years. So let's be clear about that, Daniel. They may want it, and I'm not saying that that's right, what they're doing. They shouldn't be allowed that. But it also, it doesn't mean that they're going to be granted that 55 years. Okay. See, I have a problem with your explanation there, JRD, because you say, oh, it's people like you, people like me. The fucking vast majority of the world wants to get vaccinated. It's only certain people and certain groups of people that are like, oh my God, I can't, the government's against us. We can't get vaccinated. This is rushed. Ow! Ow! Oh, God. It makes me laugh. I have to laugh. Because do you really think that they're singling you out and they're going, oh, you know what? We're going to make sure that you and all your buddies and everybody in your town are vaccinated with this, whatever you want to call it. With special doctor, I meant T-money and actually not getting it. T-money for what? It was free for me. It's been free for everybody in my family. I understand that that there are issues with this vaccine. But I also understand there's fucking issues with everything. There's nobody in here today. I'm the only one. Yeah, okay. Not true. Well, I'll tell you what. When you go to fly and somebody says, okay, you're going to have to quarantine for 2 weeks, go ahead, do it, whatever you want. Doesn't matter to me. I don't want to do that. And I don't believe in all the bullshit. All right, let me see something here. Truly, to me, it makes me laugh because I'm about as far from a liberal as you'll ever find. And it has nothing to do with that. Right now, 67% of the population here in Thailand has at least one shot. About 57% have 2 shots, and they're supposed to be done by December 5th. So that's 12 days. And I tell you what, when you're dying on your deathbed, or if someone is dying on their deathbed, and then you say, hey, why didn't you take the vaccine? Because it's not real, it doesn't work. Well, it might have worked for you, and now you're dying. Sky Trooper, thank you very much. I love that. Anti-vaxxer lunar repellent. I don't know that everybody, just because you don't want to get vaccinated, I don't know that that also makes them a loon or, somebody who's an anti-vaxxer to the point where you're like, what the hell are you thinking? No, I think that there are some people that are just like, you know what, I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm gonna wait. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Now, there have been people in this chat who have had family members who have passed away because of this virus, or because the virus was involved with other matters, with other health issues. There have been several people. Oh God. Well, where's your proof about that, Daniel? You don't have any proof, and your internet sleuthing doesn't mean shit. That's the thing. It doesn't mean shit to me. I prefer to believe medical professionals. If you're a medical professional, you did 10 years in school, plus internship, plus learning every day, then maybe I'll believe you. If you are not, then you have proof from wherever you looked, which may not be the right place. It's like a conservative who is constantly, all they do is get their news from Fox News. That's not the complete news. That's news that fits your narrative. So I don't know where you're getting all your information from. And quite frankly, I get people sending me stuff all the time. Scott, you have to look at this. Oh, you have to look up this. Fuck, I don't want to look at it. I don't give a shit. I don't believe it. I don't believe that the Thai government isn't coming to me saying, hey, you're a foreigner and we're going to kill you. We're going to give you heart issues. We know that this is a problem. They're not doing that. I don't believe it. And so I will disagree with you, respectfully. Unprecedented severe injuries and deaths are recorded. How come I haven't seen any of them in Thailand? I've seen very few people that died because of this vaccine. You don't have abundant proof. You have abundant proof from Lord knows where. Oh, no, you can't wake everybody up. Yeah, I'm asleep. Jesus Christ. Just because a vaccine may kill someone, or some people, a very, very small percentage, does not mean that is a huge problem. There are certain drugs that do not work for people. There are certain people that are allergic to specific drugs. So, exactly, to say that these vaccines are useless is just horse shit. Yeah, be clear, please. Do Thais actually pay a doctor to not vax them, but to give them as... not that I know of. Not that I know of. I haven't heard about this, although I do believe it happens, but it's a very, very, very small number of people. Well, I'm sure that if I really wanted, I could go look up some data, and it'll fit my narrative as well. So, I'm not going to agree with you. It doesn't make me asleep, and it doesn't make you awake because you believe what you believe. It means we have differences of opinion. I don't believe in your opinion, and that's what it is, an opinion, and you don't believe in mine. It's as simple as that. Now, getting back to the casino. I'm sure that, like in Singapore, they don't let you into the casino unless you're vaccinated, or maybe you take a test right there. And I would venture a guess, if they let you, yeah, I would say you're probably going to have to be, let me see. Do you have to be vaccinated to get into a casino in Singapore? Listen, Daniel, I don't give a fuck, okay? I think you're full of shit. That's my opinion. I think you're wrong. I think your data is bullshit. And, you know, there it is there. Okay. Okay, here we go. Frequently asked questions at Marina Bay Sands, which they closed it back in July, apparently, because of this outbreak. Let's see here. From November 22nd, 2021, the gathering of guests and visitors in any hotel room is limited to a maximum of 5, blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. Where's the questions? Some venues, well, it looks like these places are open. Well, let me go back. I am unvaccinated but wish to stay at your hotel. All right, Marina Bay Sands shut down for 2 weeks in July, I believe, of this year. Let's see here. Let's see what it says. I'm on their website right now. To enter any VDS, which I don't know what VDS means, vaccine differentiated safe management measures. Guests above the age of 12 will need to meet any of the criteria below. Fully vaccinated, which is 14 days after your last vaccination, apparently. Recovered from COVID with a valid PET exemption discharge memo, or unvaccinated person with a valid pre-event test result for the duration of the service activity from an MOH-approved COVID-19 test provider in the past 24 hours. So what I'm wondering from you people who don't want to get vaccinated, okay, I understand you don't want to get vaccinated. What about getting tested? Are you going to get tested? Will you get tested in order? If somebody says all you need to do is get tested and you can get on the plane and you can fly to Thailand, are you going to come? I don't care what you guys say. I think you're full of shit. Okay. And please, don't tell me who to ban. Don't tell me what to do. Just mind your own fucking business. Please. Especially when you never come into the chat. It's literally the first time I've ever seen you, and you're telling me I need to just block somebody. Well, I don't think that it's right that you should be tested if you're not sick. However, you can have this virus and not show symptoms, and that's part of the problem. Now, I don't think that you can transmit that. So then what's the point? I understand that there are a lot of discrepancies, and it's, like I say all the time, it's illogical logic. I concur 100% with you on that. I do believe there are some things that I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why do you have to walk outside and you must have a mask on? Why? So then, you know, I would say, JRD, I would say, at least in the near future, and that may be a couple of years, until either some people pull their heads out of their asses, or until they come up with something that is they consider more certain, besides just saying, okay, well, you won't die. But what about, see, you're in a position you don't have to go. What about all the people that it's their job to go places? They have to go, and they're just like you. They don't want to be vaccinated. So then what? You know, and I don't understand what the big problem is, because I don't see that. I don't see people. I know literally hundreds of people who've been vaccinated, if not thousands, or, you know, low thousands, and none of them are sick. So, okay, you're going to have a heart issue. You're going to have a heart issue later on. No, you're not. If you're going to have a heart issue, it's because you're going to have an heart issue whether you had a vaccine or not. That's how I look at it. Nobody's proven that you're going to have a heart issue beyond a shadow of a doubt. The science is not there. So, sorry. So you won't be coming into a casino unless you're willing to get tested. And probably they'll set it up in Thailand exactly the same as in Singapore, because that's what they're starting to do. They're starting to have, they're starting to use methods that across the board, like you've got to get tested, or you have to be quarantined, or you have to be vaccinated. I don't know how difficult that is for people, but obviously it must be pretty difficult. And it's, to me, it's not about freedom. Let's go. Thank you, Phil. There you go. Why do you have to tell an officer when you're coming into the country what you were doing in the country before you came in? Why, if I come from Thailand, do I have to tell what I'm doing? I don't have to, but why do they ask me? Because they want to know, they think I'll tell them. Well, like, if I don't believe that I should tell them, I won't tell them. I don't think it's any of their damn business what I do. Have I done anything wrong? Have you caught me doing anything wrong? Have I broken a law? Have I murdered somebody and things like that? No. So there it is there. You don't need to know. People don't need to know everything about everybody. Let me see here what the other one says, the other casino. Anyway, I'll tell you why I don't think that the casino will work in Thailand. I think they'd be better off using weed. Instead, they'd legalize marijuana, and they'd have some strict guidelines on who could use it and things like that. I think they'd be much better, if they're looking for revenue, they'd be much better off with that than a casino. Because first of all, casinos are notorious. There's so much skimming and so much corruption involved in that, and maybe that's what they want, so maybe, who knows, it will pass. But I would say that considering they've been trying to do this for several decades, I don't see it happening. I don't see them saying, okay, well, now we'll allow it. Let's see here. Well, this is just saying that their casino. Let's see here. Okay, so if you've only got one, if you've only been vaccinated with one shot, at Resorts World, Sentosa, you need to take a test, so that you can so that you can enter. What was this? Daniel, casinos rob the poor who desperately hope for a windfall. Well, isn't that on them? Isn't that their responsibility? Listen, I'm not rich. I'm not poor, but I'm not rich, and I know that the only times that I've gambled, I've won and I've lost. And the only reason that I did it is because I knew the chance of losing. Yeah, okay. And so's alcohol, so's many other things. And, sex is an addiction. Sex can be an addiction. So what are you going to do? You're going to ban sex? Oh, God. Yeah, okay. So nobody, the thing is that people have a choice. People have a choice. You can decide to purchase a lottery ticket. You can decide to go to the casino, or you don't have to. Nobody's dragging you in there. And if you have a gambling addiction, then you shouldn't be anywhere near those things, and that's something else that needs to be addressed. So don't blame it on the casino, don't blame it on the government for having a lottery. Jesus Christ, there's lotteries around the world. Of course there's concerns. There's concerns with alcohol. There's concerns with driving. There's concerns about everything. It's just so, Jesus Christ. Maybe the person, the individual, needs to take responsibility for everything that they do. They take responsibility for their actions. And obviously, the Thai government doesn't think very highly, well, I say obviously, that's what it looks like to me. They don't view their people highly enough to say these people are able to make decisions for themselves. You cannot buy alcohol at a certain time. Gambling is illegal, and there are reasons for that. Because they believe it's harmful to their people. Because their people have no governor. They have no governor. They have no stop button. No limit button. That's what the government thinks. Now, personally, I think it's up to the individual. Some people do, some people don't. Some people can go out and it's just like Coke. Some people can go out and do 2 lines of Coke, and that's all they want. Some people do 2 lines of Coke, and the next thing they know, they're off for a 5-day binger. So I think that's a poor example, JRD. I think that's a piss poor example. What about the people who get Ebola? I think it is, and you won't change my mind. What about somebody like who contracts Ebola? Should they have taken better care of themselves? Is that how it works? What about the healthy 25-year-old who contracts the coronavirus and he wasn't vaccinated? What about that? Should he have taken better care of himself when he was in better shape than you are? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, listen, I get it, man. I understand that it's, very few people die from it, and I think they have overreacted. I understand that. I think that Thailand could use the revenue. That's why. I don't understand why they don't have revenue to take care of their country better, their people. I think it has to do with they don't want to take care of their people. People have to take care of themselves. There really is no welfare state to speak of here. No, that's not true. Zero talk from governments about general health. That's bullshit. I know that many news sources around the world, not just the United States, have said, and even like somebody like Joe Rogan says it, says, hey, it pays to be in better shape. Don't be an obese, don't be obese. Don't be, don't have high blood pressure. Don't do this, don't do that. There's all kinds of things. They talk about it. Are you gonna pick it up or what's the deal? No, we're not gonna agree. We're not gonna agree. We can agree to disagree, all right? Personally, I think the way that you're describing all this is just garbage. And looking back here, Phil, you seem a little more in line with how I think. Religion has caused quite a few wars over the centuries, I believe. We should probably ban that. I personally think that religion is the cause of many problems. Or it's an escape route for people. They use religion as a way to get out of doing things. And I have nothing against a religion if it's something what the problem is, just like I have a problem with somebody who has 2 kids and the kids are, say, 4 and 5 years old, and one of the kids is a boy and he says, I don't want to be a boy, I want to be a girl, and they allow him to go through sex reassignment surgery. I don't think that's right. The kid needs to be able to make a decision for himself. You shouldn't be making a lifelong decision when a kid's that young and really doesn't have any idea of the consequences of their actions. And I think, this is something. In Australia, the welfare cost is almost 200 billion. Yeah. What about the UK and America? Listen, stop giving so many people welfare and start turning it back to Social Security. And maybe you won't have a shortfall. The whole baby mama, baby daddy thing. What is that? Just say those 2 words, and what does that conjure up for some of you? For me, it conjures up some chick who's got 4 kids with 4 different daddies. It's like if you gotta go on welfare to take care of them, then there's a problem. That's a problem. Why are you giving this woman? The thing is, she knows she's going to get more and more money the more kids she has. Same thing in the UK. People come over, the immigrants come over, and they get more money for the more people they have in their family, the more money they get. It's ridiculous. Now look at this here. We got nobody here. Nobody at all. It's 9 o'clock, and it's me and the 2 employees, the manager and the girl Mook, and that's it. Now, I did ask today, how is Starbucks doing business-wise? How is this location doing compared to pre-COVID? And he said, we're at about 60 to 70% of what we were, 2 years ago. So they're not doing very well. And he said that some of the reason is because there's no tourists coming in. Now, why are there no tourists coming in? Well, maybe because you got to wear a mask outside. People are vaccinated here. You want to, that's the thing. If you bring up one thing, oh, well, we have to be 70% vaccinated. Okay, well, if you're 70% vaccinated, now we've done what you said. Now you're going to have to go through with everything. And you're going to have to let the people come in like you said you would. Yeah, you know what, Andy? I know this is a really flippant way to put it, but if it doesn't affect me, what are you going to do about this? What's anybody going to do about this? If you want to get involved in government, then maybe you have a chance to do something about it. Otherwise, it's like they're running in America. They're running the country into the ground. That's what they're doing. It's almost like they're trying to do it. This song, I believe this is Doris Day. This is from How the West Was Won, which I brought up the last stream. Oh, I got such a bad headache today. God, I bet you it's from my vaccine. I got a sore finger. It's from my vaccine. Bastards. Everything's from the vaccine. Do you have hemorrhoids? Do you have sore muscles? Do you have a lazy eye? Do you have a crooked smile? Blame it on the vaccine. Just contact me, attorney Scott Mallon, and I will set you straight. I'll get you on the path to recovering millions of dollars for everything that the vaccine has done to you. Loss of appetite? You don't like spaghetti anymore? It's so ridiculous, man, really. All right, so let me see something else here. I gotta read this. You know, if I die when I'm 75, there'll be somebody out there that might remember me. He'll go, you know, he got the vaccine. I think he died from the vaccine. No, I died from old age. Oh, leading Thai civilized party founder Mangkon Suktintaranon is throwing his weight behind the proposals for a legalized casino. It's not casinos, it's casino. He published details on his Facebook page on how the issue will be raised on Thursday in the House. His comment was, time to stop hiding and bring the issue to the top table. Will Thailand finally embrace this controversial idea? I'm going to say no. No, 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 no. Let's see here. 13 years ago, the Prime Minister was Samak Sundaravich. He was promoting a proposal to build what he billed as an entertainment complex near Suvarnabhumi Airport. Casino. 6 years ago, police chief, the national police chief, Samyot this one's hard. Samyot Pumpunmuang has weighed in on a proposal to legalize casinos, but suggests curbs might be imposed on who can enter. Yeah, so no 5-year-old kids, no 12-year-olds, no teenagers allowed in the casino. 4 years ago, Thailand taking bet on legalizing casinos. In 2003, Thaksin Shinawatra proposed a made for an entertainment complex in Chonburi, Pattaya. Guess what? That didn't happen. Here we go right here. Several Asian countries. Oh, this is a good one. Let's see if it's still here. And this was 16 years ago. are hoping that by opening up gambling halls, well, let's see what it says here. Oh, you know what it is? I haven't been using my glasses. Several Asian countries are easing restrictions on casinos, taking a bet that Las Vegas-style gambling halls will attract more tourists and create jobs. Okay, so Singapore has done so. Macau obviously has done so. There are moral objections, though. Many social and religious groups in Asia remain opposed to casinos and organized gambling on moral and practical grounds. Well, you see, I would say that these people, those are their morals and practical grounds, not necessarily everybody else's. Now, the Thai concern, Thailand is among the other countries in the region mulling its options on organized gambling. This is 16 years ago. It currently allows betting only on national lotteries and at racetracks. Well, actually, there's also gambling in the Muay Thai stadiums. But of course, nobody knows about that. If you ever watch the old Muay Thai fights in Lumpini Stadium, the old Lumpini Stadium, the place that was like a gladiator pit, the arena was kick-ass. People used to gamble there. It was nuts. And you really needed to know your stuff to be able to gamble there. But that's why people went. They went to gamble because it made it more fun. And obviously you can win some money. Government officials in Thailand have floated the idea of licensing casinos and tourist resorts, and a Malaysian gaming company has already reportedly offered to build a glitzy casino near the holiday island of Phuket. But observers say Thai Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra needs to tread cautiously or risk incurring the wrath of religious leaders. In March, the brewer of Thailand's favorite beer, Chang, was forced to cancel a stock exchange listing after Buddhist monks led thousands of protesters opposed to the move. A similar uproar could follow any easing of the rules on gambling. All right, so that gives you a little bit of an idea. There's more in that article, quite a bit more. All right, let me go and read some of these comments. I will not be getting a booster. And the reason is that as of now, I don't need one to get into the United States. The gradual fall into insanity dystopia. I think we're already there. We're in the pit. There are some people trying to fight their way out of the pit. There are some people just content to fight in the pit. And there are some people who are just laying down. Gennaro, how dare you talk about Preo that way? Sihanoukville, Cambodia, though. That is a bit of a warning sign. What a shithole that has turned into. Well, it was a shithole before, man. It was a shithole before the casino, believe me. Long ago, 25 years ago, the place was a shithole. Look at what is it, Poi Pet? Ugh. Talk about a shithole. In Singapore, the locals have to pay $100 to get into their casino. So, you know, this is the thing when gambling, there are those who are who do it for fun, and they need to budget themselves and be able to stick to that budget. There are those who are pros, and very few of them really make any money. But they are the ones who do make money are the ones who are unemotional about gambling. Which, by the way, gambling is gang panan in Thai. Gang panan. Hey, Andy. Hey, Gennaro. Hey, Scott. How you doing? Not bad. I have not said anything yet today, but it is after 9 o'clock. I've been on for an hour. Please do me a favor, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you subscribed and if you left a thumbs up. If you want to contribute in any way, whether it be, well, first of all, if you want to contribute in any way, you can always just comment in the stream. You can leave a comment afterwards. You can comment on any video or stream, or you can, let's see here. You can use Wise. You can use, you know what Wise is? The transfer Wise before. You can use the Cash App. You can use Buy Me a Coffee. That's very good, Buy Me a Coffee. Or you can use Patreon, or you can use cryptocurrency, or you can become a sponsor on YouTube. All you gotta do is go down below and click the join button, and for as little as $1.99, you can become a sponsor. You can purchase one of my books, you can get a t-shirt, or you can use Amazon to buy something, and you know what? It doesn't cost anything extra. And you know, like you buy something and I get like 4% kickback, which that helps. Amazon has never made me a ton of money, but you know, every little bit helps. And I am going to Chiang Mai this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I figured it out, and the way that it works is generally any trip, not any trip, but depending on the price of the flights or the transportation. And in Chiang Mai, the transportation from the city is it's a bit pricey to be able to go out to where some of these areas are, because sometimes, you know, Chiang Mai is a province, it's not just a city. And so there's a place that we may go that's 2-3 hours away. Shit adds up, man, you know? Thailand ain't cheap. So thank you for those who have contributed in the past, and thank you for those who do contribute today or in the future. All right, let me go on here. You have the I'm so done with this shit look. You know, I said it a while ago. Thailand is done. Thailand as the Thailand in days of old. And I know that, you know, you can make the case that, well, some people don't know what it was like back then. Okay, but I do. You know, almost 30 years I've been here. So, do you know how many times I've heard, hello, welcome, please come inside, or, oh my God, I gotta move here. This is the greatest place ever. It's paradise. Oh, ugh. Wow, go out on the Chao Phraya, man. It's so cool. You know, you name it, I've probably heard it. And then I got to listen to this shit about vaccines. Nothing against the people who don't want to get vaccinated, because, you know, quite frankly, I wish I didn't get vaccinated. But I want to be able to go certain places, and I don't want to have any hassle. Yeah, I mean, you know, I look at this. This is my home. This is not a tourist destination to me. And in fact, I was talking to the manager today, Ken, and he was talking about Phuket and how dead it is. They had 12 Starbucks in Phuket. Half of them have shut down. So, you know, tourist destination, okay, great. You know, I would say, once again, I'll say it, there's a big difference between being a tourist and coming here for a couple of weeks or even a couple of months. And I saw this website the other day, and it was talking about, well, there's two websites I saw. One was the girl I talked about who was doing the canoeing with her boyfriend, and she had nothing really positive to say about Chiang Mai. But there was another site, and you know, it's even the backpackers are starting to. There's, you know, the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed backpackers. Ah, Thailand's the greatest, man, and it's cheap there. They're not saying that anymore. They're not saying how cheap it is. Now, granted, you might find a cheap room. You might find something that's cheap, you know, a cheap meal, but it's not like it used to be, you know. So I guess the name of the canoe will be Chowderhead. I haven't decided yet, Gennaro. I still may, you know, name it one of the top three. I don't know. Hey, what happened here? Still haven't received my Thai pass yet. Grr, might have to do it again. Been waiting over a week. I wouldn't do it again because then, yeah, I don't know that I would do it again. I've only been here 6 years, but it has gone severely downhill in that time. A real shame. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Petchabone. Good morning, Robert. Good morning, everybody. Oh, what's going on here? Let's see. Christmas music. Let's see here. You know, what really gets me is that Thailand does not practice Christmas. They may exchange gifts in some places. They may, you know, do a little of this and a little of that related to Christmas, but they don't believe in Christmas in the sense that it was originally meant. It's a commercial holiday. That's all it is. And so now I'm like, you know what? I've been away from Thanksgiving. It's been probably 32, 33 years. And I've had one Thanksgiving. I've had one Thanksgiving dinner in like 33 years, and that was either last Thanksgiving or the Thanksgiving before that when I went to Bourbon Street with Longhorns and my friend Scott, and I think Jana went with us. And I don't feel the need to go. I'm not living in America. What do I need to practice their holidays for? And then when it comes to Christmas, you know, I've tried a couple of times. When the kids were smaller, okay, it was a little bit more of a big deal because they were into the whole Santa thing. But once they hit about 6 years old, they were like, hey, what's up with this Santa dude? You know, is he real? And I was like, no, he's not real. It's all bullshit. You know, just gives you a reason to get gifts. So we don't really even practice Christmas. I mean, you know, we haven't had a tree in years now. And we won't be getting it. I can guarantee you we're not going to be getting another one. And I was asked by Longhorns if I wanted to go to the Thanksgiving dinner. I don't think I'm going to. What, Thanksgiving's in what, 2 days? Makes no difference to me, you know? And I don't want to sound, you know, flippant about this, but I don't live there. And yeah, okay, I'm an American, but like I live with a family that's half American and half Thai, or full Thai in the case of my wife. You know. Yeah, I won't be going. Well, by the time I get there, Thanksgiving will be over. No, he's not. He may go to a restaurant and have some Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know. And if he does, good for him. I understand. But even before, oh man, my eyes get whirlies here. Even before I moved to Thailand, I was going to the Netherlands every year at Thanksgiving because I got time off. I used my vacation time in conjunction with the time off for Thanksgiving. And I ended up taking between 3 and 4 weeks. Hey, Dre, what's happening? I ended up taking between 3 and 4 weeks off every year in November or November, December. And, you know, they're not practicing Thanksgiving in the Netherlands. So even before I moved to Thailand, I wasn't practicing Thanksgiving. I wasn't following it. So now at this point, I'm like, yeah, it's been more than half of my life I have not been engaging in Thanksgiving. More than half my life. 32, 33 years. So we don't have a tooth fairy. Yeah, there was no tooth fairy. There's none of that shit. I think maybe the tooth fairy is like, or some of these things are kind of like, you know, you get the consolation prize. You got 12th place, Johnny. 12th out of 12. You're doing great. Don't worry. Here's your gift. Here's your trophy. And to me, that's what it reminds me of. We have Loy Krathong. I told the story when when I first hooked up with my wife. You know, I had not really done much with Loy Krathong, and I knew about it, but I forgot. You know, I just wasn't thinking about it. And she gave me a krathong, and she goes, "Oh, this is for you. I made this myself." And I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And she was like, I felt bad. Now I feel bad about it, but you know. I'm just not into all that kind of stuff, you know. And it's like, Nicholas will say to me, "Why is it you don't like science fiction movies anymore? Why don't you like slasher movies anymore?" I'm like, "Because they ain't real. Most of them are not real. What do I want to see? It's a bunch of bullshit, you know." It's like our hero is he's in dire need of somebody to save him, and somebody falls out of the sky and helps him. Because that's how the movie works. You know, that shit doesn't happen most of the time. So I don't tend to spend my extra time. I don't want to spend my extra time watching that kind of garbage. You know? I don't know. Maybe I've been here a little too long. Anyway, Alec Baldwin. I don't want to say anything about it because I don't want to come off as uncaring. But you know, as they say in Thailand, nah. All that shit he's talked over the years. Anyway, so you know, we're taking off on Friday, and I really can't wait. First of all, because my wife is. You know, it's what are we going to do on this day? What are we going to do on that day? And like, this is the thing. This is why I always have traveled alone. And I travel alone because I don't have to worry about scheduling for anybody but myself. I have a link in the description for my crypto, Pete. There's a link in the description for Bitcoin, I think Ethereum, and what's the other one? Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash. I don't know why I have that. I didn't put my Ethereum in there. And Litecoin. Yeah. Anyway. She wants an itinerary. I already gave her the itinerary. We get there. We chill for the first night. Go have something to eat. The next day we go rafting and trekking. The next day after that we'll figure it out. And she wants to, you know, she wanted to take a trip. It was like 4 hours each way. I'm like, if we're gonna do that, why don't we just go there, travel there for 4 hours, and then spend the night? Maybe that would be better. I don't know. Maybe I'll get there and I'll just want to chill out and not want to go. And I'm like, okay, well, how can I come up with an itinerary if you're not sure? You know. I know, that's the problem. She needs an itinerary. That's the problem. The same Christmas music will be playing for the next 23, 31, 38 days at least. The very same music every single time that you come here. You will hear this song, and you will hear the Doris Day song, and you will hear many others. This is Thailand, and you know, I haven't had a turkey since Bourbon Street, when I went to Bourbon Street for Thanksgiving dinner. That's the only turkey I've had here in 27 years, and I haven't had any 5 years before that, 6 years before that. So, and it's not a big deal. I've had some turkey sandwiches here or there, but that's about it. I think there's a better chance that they legalize weed than they legalize a casino. And I really don't think they're going to legalize weed, to be honest. Why, I don't know, but maybe it's the same reason that they don't legalize a casino. One country that already has a reputation for being a popular destination for Asian gamblers is Australia. However, the promised windfall in tax revenues and jobs has not always materialized, according to Jan McGillan. Concerns have also risen over the number of Australian gambling addicts, and in recent years, casinos have been forced to cut back. We're in shutdown mode. It's fascinating to look at the rest of the world and wonder if they've learned from our experience, said Ms. McMillan. There you go. Now, I am thinking of doing something. And I know this might rub some people the wrong way. You know, I do put up members' videos every once in a while. I don't put a whole lot up. You know, I don't do them all the time because I don't have time most of the time to spend the time making all these videos and streams and stuff like that. I stream enough. But I may start doing that a little bit more. I don't know. Because I have a fair number of members. And it's $1.99. That's it. I mean, that's the lowest. And then it's $3.99. So that's not that much. So, you know, don't be surprised if one day you come in and it says, you know, members only. I'm not sure yet, you know, how it's going to work or how it works. I haven't even really looked into it, but I am going to look into it. All right, let's see here. Right now, 56.62% of Thailand has been fully vaccinated. 13 days, there will be 70% of the country vaccinated. That's what it's saying on the website, covidvax.live. Mariah Carey. Good morning, Mr. Dowlow. Good afternoon. Let's see what else it says here. Okay, let's see. I suspect that casinos are in the same category as a beer manufacturer getting involved in the stock exchange and may meet the same objections. So that's why the government is being very cautious, said Pasuk Pongpaichit, a professor at Chulalongkorn University and an expert of Thailand's underground economy. Despite the ban on gambling at home, many Thais enjoy a flutter at border casinos in neighboring Cambodia and Burma. I know there's a couple casinos in Burma. I just don't remember where they are. I think they're up north in northeast Burma, like near the border of China in like Bangkok. What's the name of it? Bangkok. I think that's where it is. A similar trend is found in Singapore, whose gamblers cross the border to Malaysia's casinos in the Genting Highlands. One study found that Singaporeans spend $735 million a year on overseas gambling. Economists say Singapore could capture some of that money for itself by permitting casino gambling at home. And this was 16 years ago. Same article from 16 years ago. G'day, mate. I just love to randomly blast some heavy metal through a shopping mall sound system on Christmas. I'm sure I'd be swiftly fine deported and no, you wouldn't be. You kidding? Put some Scorpions Wind of Change on, or some Ozzy, something like that on. And there'd probably be a lot of people that are just enjoying it. Now, you might get some little old ladies who are bitching and moaning about it, but so what? Let's see here. Yeah, you can't see it, but over here, just in front of the Texas Chicken, are several tents that they have set up. I don't know why they put them up here, but I presume it's because the tents are generally up on like the third floor, and now they're on the ground floor. You gotta call it the ground floor. It's not the first floor. Ground floor. And so when people walk in, they see the tents there. And there was a very nice tent. Now, I don't know if the quality is good. I'd have to look at it. I've been to Macau. And that tent was like 250 baht, and it sleeps 3 people. And it was quite big, and it was quite good, quite nice. Thought it was raining already, but no. The guy's just covering himself from the sun. I was actually, when I went to Macau, the casino wasn't there yet. That was when I went. It's been a long time. I went with my wife, and I went with Alex when he was We had him in a stroller. Went to Singapore with him as well. He was in a stroller. He was one of the kids that was screaming and yelling on the plane over, and then on the way back, he was just the best kid. You would have never known that he had been the same kid as the one on the way over. Let's see here. I want to see if there's anything else about this, because I have not seen all that much about this casino stuff. SDC, is that Soy Dog Cowboy? Oh, there he is. I was wondering how you're doing. What it be like? What's happening? We're talking about the possibility of a casino in Thailand. Allow casinos for foreign tourists only, like Korea and the Philippines. Seeing a Japanese guy change $80,000 at Paradise Casino like nothing. Yeah, okay, whatever. Like I said, I think they'd be better off legalizing weed than they would be to legalize casinos here. You know, there is a reason why the government, in addition to just control, there's a reason why the government is as strict with their people as they are. Now, with the booze, I don't know if you've ever been out in a village where the villagers are drinking, you know, Mekong whiskey or Lao Cow or something like that. But some of them get inebriated to the point, you know, where like they can't function. They're pissing themselves and, you know, that kind of thing. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants people to go through that. Although maybe when you're drunk, you might think it's great. And that's why I believe they do what they do with regards to the booze. Now, with regards to gambling, there's already people who have huge gambling problems here, and football is gambled on. I mean, it's a massive problem here, gambling on football. So I don't know how they plan on dealing with the effects. You know, everybody just thinks, oh, I'm going to get so much money. We'll make so much money from this. The country will be in the black and we're going to be great. Yeah, but what about all the problems? With weed, I think the problems are manageable. Weed does not lead to heroin use. What the hell was that movie? Damn it, I always forget the name of it. It drives me nuts. I can never remember the name of that movie. Classic weed movie. You know, it was when weed was the evil weed. It was evil, and it will make you do all kinds of devilish things. Not Up in Smoke. It was way, 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 way before that. But they don't even have it. Not Dazed and Confused. It's driving me nuts now. Reefer Madness. How could I forget that? Reefer Madness. What you do is you open up weed shops here, and then you show everybody. You play Reefer Madness on TV and on every channel on cable, like for a week straight, so that everybody gets a chance to watch it. So they're scared shitless about what happens to them if they smoke a joint, and then see how that works. Oh, this is funny. I didn't know there was a plot to this movie. May Coleman and Jack Perry are a cohabitating couple who sell marijuana. The unscrupulous Jack sells the drug to teenagers over Maya's objections. She'd rather stick to adult clientele. Ralph Wiley, a sociopathic college dropout turned dealer, and Cyrene Blanche help Jack recruit new customers. Ralph and Jack lure high school students Bill Harper and college student Jimmy Lane to man Jack's apartment. Jimmy takes Bill to a party where Jack runs out of reefer, and Jimmy, who has a car, drives him to pick up more. This just sounds funny. When they get to Jack's boss's headquarters, Jimmy asks for a cigarette as Jack gets out, and he gives him a joint. By the time Jack returns, Jimmy is unknowingly high. He drives away recklessly and hits a pedestrian. A few days later, Jack tells Jimmy that the man died of his injuries and agrees to keep Jimmy's name out of the case if Jimmy will agree to forget he was ever at May's apartment. As the police did not have enough specific details to track Jimmy down, he indeed escapes punishment. I never knew there was all this involved in this movie. Anyway, let me take a look at these here. Soy Dog Cowboy, what do you think about the possibility of Thailand opening up a casino or casinos here? Think it's going to happen? What is this crappy music in the background? The quicker weed is legal, the quicker I can forget just how fucked up things have become. Hi, Pizza Company. Yes, I'd like to order the green haze with stuffed crust. Puff, puff. I have made a concerted effort to forget about how fucked up things are. What I'm telling myself is, don't worry about it. You know why? Because by the time some of these things come about, I'll be dead and gone. You know? I was talking to Jono about that the other day. I'm like, listen, even if we got 20 years left, by the time we really are in a position to where it will affect us drastically, we'll be gone. We'll be, we'll be in the ground with the earthworms. This girl won't even touch the door. Jesus Christ. Using her elbow to open up the door. The question is sativa or indica? Which is the one that doesn't get you paranoid? Because I don't like paranoia. Indica, okay. What do I know? Yeah, and you got to get a shoe and hit yourself on the head. I don't know if that'll work or not, Andy. It could. I don't know. And then I have my doubts about whether the government can actually make it work and whether they know enough about what to do to make it beneficial to them. Where's the money going to go? Are large sums of money going to go missing? You know what I could use? I could use a slice of get the fuck out of here. That's what I could use. I just want to get out there. I don't want to be in a truck with the driver. All I want is to be out somewhere. It's just me or me and my old lady, and we're chilling. We got some food. We got some, we gotta have some cow soy. We gotta have some cow moo. There's certain places I want to go there for that. I got my list right here. So far, it's a sheet long, and I have to, organize this again and try to piece it together. Put, step one, step two. Thai stick was the stuff back in the day. I don't know about now. I got no idea. But back when I was in high school and it was Colombian gold or Mexican dirtweed, Thai stick was the bomb. I was thinking about when I was a kid, when I was young, I was 16. And we had these power hitters. You put the joint on the inside of the power hitters and then you squeeze it and then the smoke comes out from the end and you get like so stoned. Oh yeah, Sensibility, but that came after for me. And then, the big thing was if there was a hot chick, I don't know if they're still doing this now, I guess they are. If there was some chick, and there was one chick in the neighborhood that I hooked up with who was, back then, I thought she was the cutest thing ever. I thought she was gorgeous. She had big breasts. I was like, oh my God. And she liked me for some reason. I'm like, why does she like me? What does she see in me? But I was just happy she liked me. And, she always had some weed, or I always had some weed, and then, like, we'd smoke together, and you get the joint, you put it inside your mouth, and then it's shotgunning. You give a shotgun to somebody else. So, of course, every time you do that, it would mean that I'd have to kiss her. So I was like, oh, I love this. I want to get stoned as hell. I'll get stoned with her anytime she wants. I just want to be kissing on her, No, that's not going to happen, Gennaro. Listen, I got enough issues without having weed tumbling around in my brain. I got tequila. I asked Alex yesterday, you think I should bring some tequila with me? Me and your mother could have a couple shots of tequila. And he's like, no. You didn't have a roach clip? Did, but you know what? When it came to, do I want to mac on the girl and have a reason? I ended up macking on her. She was all right. Yeah, well, I don't know. I prefer to get high naturally. Rolling down the river. You guys forgot all about that, didn't you? Rolling down the river, traipsing through the jungle, bungling in the jungle. That should be fun. That'll be my high, going down the river. And I think, honestly, I do believe that I have an idea of what boat I want. And I'm about 80% sure right now. And it's one of those True Kit boats that I put the photos of. I put the link to the photos, I think it was the last stream. And the reason is because they're very stable. And there's enough room where you can stretch out in them. But yet they're not too big, and yet they're still nimble enough, fast enough when you're rowing. You can paddle, you can row, you can do whatever, so I think that's the one, The Freedom Tour. What I would like to see is a road trip to the hill tribes for some opium adventures. Yeah, I bet you would. And then, what would happen is somebody would find out in the Thai police department, and I'd end up going to jail because I showed myself smoking opium. Or they would say, we're going to take a test. We want to test your blood, or we want to test your system for the opium. Well, I mean, I do have some medical concerns, some medical aches and pains that can be pretty bad. And I'm not into really smoking anything anymore. I smoked cigars for a very short period of time just to try them out. Had some Cubans, and I had some other ones. This guy that I knew used to smoke, and never smoked cigarettes. It only took a couple of puffs off of one cigarette, and I was like, I don't want this stuff. This stuff tastes like shit. And then I did smoke weed, but I don't really want to smoke weed. So if they came out with some edibles that, took the pain away, then I would probably use them. Under a doctor's orders, you know. So anyway, listen, I'm not into trying anything new anymore. I just don't. I'm not into it. I know what weed's about. I know, I know. I know what it's about. Kratom is, I believe it's more like a stimulant, but I don't know. I don't even remember, to be honest. I know I was looking into it for a long time, and the Bungle in the Jungle tour. You see, now that's the thing. I don't mind, calling the vessel the Chowderhead, but it needs to be a tour. And I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up in the, listen, if you want, go there right now and consider contributing, because I can always use the help. Even if it's only, a couple of bucks. Every little bit helps. But I'm going to put something up, I think, in the Buy Me a Coffee about the, I don't know if I'm going to call it the Bungle in the Jungle tour, but the Freedom tour or something like that. I do think that's a good idea. And I have a list of about 6 places that I want to go. And the idea is to go camp, trek, and go down the river in some of these places. I'm still very unsure of why is it that nobody has gone the entire length of the Ping River. Wouldn't there be somebody by now that has done that? So there is a reason why it hasn't been done. And I believe it's because some of the areas where it starts are just too dense. You might not have any room to get the boat on the water. What about smoking a shisha? I don't give a shit about that. Shisha. No desire. I mean, what's it gonna do? It's tobacco. Yeah, I know. I already looked at. I know exactly where it is. I have it on a map, and it's very dense in that area. But I don't know. First of all, you don't even think about this, but it's probably a good idea to have some kind of a motor. Really. A small outboard motor. I think it is a pretty good idea, because you just never know when you need it. So I've still been doing my research. I've still been doing everything, but it's not something I can learn overnight. It's not something that I can gather all this information overnight. Ping Puying. Gennaro, you got Puying on the mind. I thought you're almost at the age where that kind of fades a little bit, where you're not constantly thinking about Puying every second. Maybe you got another dozen years left before that hits you. I don't know. on a positive note, well, so am I, but on a positive note, I think my beard is coming in quite nicely, and maybe by the time I come back from Chiang Mai, I'll be able to go and have a little trim. But I've been trimming it myself, and I think it's coming in all right, so maybe I'll wait another month or two. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let me do something here. Let me see if I can do this. Yes, I said trim. Jesus Christ. You know, I wonder if I was like that, like you are, Gennaro. When I was like 22 years old, was I as bad as you? I don't know. Constantly thinking about the JJ. I mean, I might have been thinking about it, but I wasn't talking about it. All right, listen, I'm going to put this up here. $3 for a stream doesn't cut it for me. No offense. So if you want to, buy me a coffee. Whatever. There is the link. And like I said the other day, I'm starting to get away from the PayPal. Wow, look, now there's a big wind now. You see outside how much wind? It went from zero wind to crazy wind. And there are now 2 other people in here besides me, in addition to a Grab driver. Oh yeah, it's a goof. It's a goof. Sure it is. It's a goof. Yeah, that's the ticket. It's a goof. Now, what was it? I think it was coins. You know, the site cryptocurrency. They asked for all kinds of new stuff, and I guess they're updating their system, and they just asked for all kinds of stuff. And I was like, what the hell are they doing? You know, maybe it's because of the United States. I wish the United States wouldn't have so much influence, you know, but yeah, there's a few there's a few videos out there, and I've seen probably every one of them, or at least most of them. But there's nobody that goes from the head of it to where it turns into the Chao Phraya. And certainly nobody that goes all the way down the Chao Phraya from the ping. So, you know, that's a pretty lofty goal. But, you know, one step at a time, like I keep saying. And that step is here. That step is here. Actually, my wife had to go to work today, but she doesn't have to go tomorrow. So tonight we're probably gonna square everything away. I'm gonna print out several itineraries for her, so I don't have to listen to her. You know, what are we doing? Where are we going? Well, I thought we were gonna go here. No, I don't want any of that. I need to do this. This is what I'm doing. This is your free time. This is my free time. And, you know. Niall, good morning, good morning. Slow and shallow, yeah. Apparently the best time in general, for the rivers is from June to November. And to this day, I have not found. The other day I was talking about this website that I was looking for. It was driving me nuts, and it had all the different rivers and which which times were the best for each particular river, and what grade the rivers were, you know, the rapids were, and all that kind of stuff. And I haven't been able to find it again. I don't know what happened to it. I'll have to look again, because I'll probably find it without looking for it. There are dams, yes. I believe there's at least 1 or 2 dams on the Ping, and there is one massive dam on the Chao Phraya. And other than that, I don't know. I'm not sure. And this is another issue. Is it's difficult to figure it out by looking on Google Earth. Niall, I think my beard is getting to be almost as long as yours was. I'm starting to get I'm getting proud of it, but you know what? Now I have something I have to comb. Put on your drinking pants. Oof. Pub crawl in Nana Plaza. All Nana Plaza is for me is trouble. That's all it is. I'm not so old that I'm blind. I go to Nana Plaza, you know, I mean, come on, you're a man. You know, I'm a man. You know, people, they go there, they're generally men. You know, throw a dozen girls around me. Oh, I'll be completely unaffected. I won't flirt at all, I promise. You know, I don't want to be in that predicament. I did have a Guinness the other day at PJ's. You know, yeah, there are some things that can be done to go through various areas that I may not be able to go through with whatever I'm on. And the other thing is that I could use somebody's kayak in a particular area. I could rent one. I could go with a group, you know. So, but one of the big steps is just going this week and going up there and getting out on the river. It's a little bit chilly there. 68, 69 degrees, so it's not real warm, but for me, that's damn near perfect. Don't need a sweater, and you're not gonna sweat if you're wearing shorts, but it's not too cold where you need a sweater or a jacket or something like that. So. We're locking up issues there. So, what's today? Today's Friday, and oh, they're open. Oh, okay. So the mall is not open. Just the grocery store is open, and the pharmacies are open. Is it Tuesday? I'm almost packed up and ready to go. That tells you something. I'm prepared. I like to know ahead of time I've got everything that I need, and that I'm not gonna at the last minute go, how come I don't have this with me? You know, I got clean laundry, I got clean underwear, I got, you know, everything I need. You know, will there be what happened? There we go. Well, that was kind of strange. What was this? Will there be bridges where you will be asked to solve riddles to cross? Yeah, Batman's gonna, or the Riddler's gonna come out and say, riddle me this, Batman. Yeah, I'm pretty much packed up already. I mean, you know, there's a couple little things. I'm still not sure if I want to bring some of the gear I have, because I'm just into the whole travel light thing. And I talked about the guy, I think his YouTube channel is just, it's called Cold, Kold, and he's quite experienced, quite good videographer. But he was using the, what the hell's the thing called? The something plus. Yeah, I can't think of it. The 9R. Let's see here. What was it called? God, I can't remember. OnePlus. OnePlus 9R. And the camera is made by Hasselblad, which I think it was Beyond Trinity who told me, oh, Hasselblad is now owned by a Chinese company. It's been taken over by a Chinese company. I'm like, oh, sons of bitches. I wake up in the morning and think what day it is all the time, and that's what retirement is. I think about what day it is every single day, and I'm like, is today Monday or Tuesday? And sometimes I go, it feels like a Saturday, and it's like a Thursday. Have you seen tour CASHAPP YT? No, I haven't. I looked into going down the Mekong and like doing the length of it, and it is, you know, that's where the dams are a massive problem, among other issues. You know, you'd be sleeping on your vessel more than you'd be sleeping on the riverbank. They got so much junk food here. You know what? I think I want an orange juice. I could use an orange juice. Let's go get an orange juice. Actually, I'll be back in a second. Niall, you're a funny one. One of the first words I learned in Thailand was "jeb, jeb." All right, what is this here? Let's see here. You're still coming to Thailand, Gennaro? I haven't put you off. My negativity about the place has not changed your feelings for Thailand. Because if it did, then you really didn't want to come in the first place. You know. God, I hate that screaming. That squealing like she's doing. It's screaming in a bad way. Anyway, where are we? Completely lost it now. Oh yes, Thailand makes tracking foreigners much easier. So you have that to look forward to. Listen, you want to complain about being vaccinated? Complain about how everybody's tracking you now, and you have even your medical records are no longer private. And apparently, Joe Ferrari, still has not been sacked from the police force. Salud. Tongale. Let me read this information here. We all want to be tracked, even when we haven't done anything wrong. Thailand makes tracking foreigners much easier. Daniel, where the fuck have you been? Riding with Biden? Ugh. Please, Dan, don't ask me a stupid question. Thailand's new immigration bureau boss wants a tighter ship when it comes to tracking foreign residents in the kingdom and also tourists. It came after it took police 5 days to arrest an American man who's alleged to have raped a Thai woman in Khon Kaen, with police eventually tracking the man down to a Bangkok address. Police Lieutenant General Pakpum Pipat Sajapan has also revealed that under the new entry vetting procedure, Thailand's immigration police can now halt any passenger boarding a plane for Thailand if the person is deemed a threat to the security and well-being of the country. The new police boss wants to see an improvement in security databases and intelligence on foreigners living in Thailand going forward. Now, I would say the first thing they need to do before they start worrying about tracking foreigners and all this that they're proposing here, maybe it would be a good idea. How dare you? Sleepy Joe? Sleepy Joe is, it's not even Sleepy Joe anymore. I don't find it humorous to say that I back Biden. Not that it really matters because I don't live there anymore. I haven't lived there in a long time, so what does it really matter? All right, see, I'm losing my train of thought here. Does this sit here? It follows the arrest of 37-year-old American Robert Andrew, who's been charged with raping and seriously assaulting a 45-year-old masseuse worker at a massage parlor in Khon Kaen a week previously. Thailand's new Immigration Bureau Chief Police Lieutenant General Pakpum Pipat Sajapan is calling for an improved database to keep track of foreigners entering the country. Okay, so I understand this, and I believe, yes, they do need an improved database, but how about they first deal with the fact that they can't even make a freaking website without there being issues? You go to almost every, I'm telling you, almost every website that I go to that is made by the Thai government, and I mean damn near every single one of them. You're gonna have a page that doesn't work. There's gonna be a security issue. There's gonna be a problem with the page. And I mean, it is, you'll find that fairly quickly. It's not like something that, well, you know, you would only see this if you went to this place or that place, and it's way back in the depths of the website. No. How many times have I bitched and moaned about security issues with banks, security issues with the immigration department, security issues with regards to the vaccine? And so, I think it's admirable that they want an improved database to keep track of foreigners. Just admirable from the standpoint that it's ambitious. It shows some ambition. And, maybe they should worry about their own people, because that's the masses. Can they find their own people in a matter of moments? No, they can't. And you know how I know? Because I know people who they hired people to perform a function, we'll say, a HIT. And basically all that the person who performed this function, all they did was they took off and they went back down into the south. They went back in some little village where there's not many people. You know, maybe it's their family and a couple other families that have known each other for years. And if they start feeling a little bit of heat, or they find out somebody's after them, they go out into the jungle. They live out in some little hut for a while, and they do that for a few months, and that's it. Then afterwards, nobody gives a shit anymore. Now this is 20 years or so ago, but that's still how it is here. This is the Thais, so they need to worry about that as well, because I suspect that they can commit far more crimes than Americans or foreign tourists or foreign expats rather. And therefore, why not, worry about your own people? The crazed American afterwards sexually assaulted a 12-year-old girl and punched her in the mouth. Sounds like a real he sounds like a guy who needs to be, what's the death penalty here? Shot? Should be shot. For being warned off by passerbys on the main highway in what was believed to have been a 2-day rampage in the province while high on speed pills and crystal methamphetamine. Yeah, that's some bad shit. That's some bad stuff. All right, let me continue reading here. It is understood that Police Lieutenant General, I don't know why they couldn't just come up with like his nickname. Police Lieutenant General Pakpum Pipat is unhappy. His name is George Jorge Carlos Mario Conchita Alonso Perez Garcia. And every time you're talking about the guy, you got to say every single name. He's unhappy that it took 5 days to track down and arrest the culprit, even though he was relatively quickly identified by police by comparing his image from CCTV cameras to the nearest match on the Immigration Bureau database. He was later located in Bangkok at a condominium on Soanananua off Sukhumvit Road in the city and arrested on foot of a warrant issued by the Konkan Provincial Court, where he was subsequently taken last week to be prosecuted. A U.S. man is reported to have later refused to cooperate. The U.S. man, not a U.S. man. The U.S. man is reported to have later refused to cooperate and participate in a reenactment of the crime, as is the custom and procedure of the Royal Thai Police. Well, that's not going to get him anywhere. All that's going to do is say he's uncooperative. Let's give him a harsher sentence. I understand it. It's like, hey, go out there and reenact a crime for us. No, I don't want to do that. Well, you must. No, I don't want to. The American had been in Thailand since January of this year, but had been granted a visa extension earlier on Koh Samui based on a temporary waiver granted by Immigration Bureau officials because of the COVID-19 emergency. Police first check if the foreign suspect has a Thai wife or girlfriend in order to locate their quarry. The police chief explained that under current arrangements, one of the first things police check is to see if the foreigner has a Thai wife or girlfriend in their efforts to track a suspect down or locate his current address. The new immigration boss has said that a new improved database is required to keep track of foreign residents. How many times are going to go over the same thing here? So they can be more easily located, yada, yada, yada. Police Lieutenant General Pakpum Pipat, once again, I got to read it all out, took up the position from outgoing Immigration Police Chief, Police Lieutenant General Sompong Chingduang, in mid-September, and is set to make this a key issue of his tenure going forward. More fastidious collection of data and information about foreigners in Thailand will be required. He has already given instructions. Good luck with that. He's already given instructions that the Immigration Bureau personnel are to be more fastidious with the collection of data as to the location and whereabouts of foreigners, particularly when inputting information for the 90-day reporting system and the TM6 form, which all incoming foreigners are still required to fill on arrival in Thailand. So what's the problem? I don't get it. What is the problem? I'm not angry. Angry about what? Most of the time, if I'm angry about anything, it's the knuckleheads, the chowderheads, the idiots, whether they be in the West or whether they be here in Thailand, because they're, let's face it, not everybody is a genius like the people in my live stream. Some people are actually chowderheads. Speaking on Saturday, he said that his goal would be to make foreigners entering Thailand for the purpose of criminal activity think twice and to create an environment where they are fearful of doing so. So what, the last 40 years they haven't been scared to come to Thailand? No, it's that Thailand is, the Thai people are much more tolerant, much more accepting. They don't ask a lot of questions. Now maybe the police do, but when it comes to an area where they live, you can say, my name is Joe, and that's fine, your name is Joe, but your name might be Charles Manson. And they'll never know. American will be deported eventually after serving his prison sentence and barred from Thailand forever. After serving any sentence meted out to him, the Immigration Bureau will see to it that the individual concerned is deported from Thailand, never to return. He has committed a crime. He will never be able to return to Thailand. Is that how it works here? Generally, no. If he travels using his passport, first name and last name, he will be sent back immediately. Explained Police Lieutenant General Pak Pum Pipat. Hi, my name's Rosanna Dana. My name's Danny Rosanna Dana. What the hell was her name? Rosanna Dana. My name's Danny Rosanna Dana. Say that over 10 times quickly. Thai police can now halt passengers boarding planes. The new chief, who formerly worked with Thailand's National Anti-Corruption Commission, also revealed that under the new entry system for passengers traveling to Thailand, anyone purchasing a plane ticket to travel here can be vetted by the police and an order issued to ban them from boarding a flight to the kingdom in the first place. I don't know if that's a good thing because, imagine Joe Smith. We're looking for Joe Smith. Is this the right Joe Smith? Well, their pictures, they're the same. They look the same. Yeah, but are we sure? Yeah, we're sure. It's okay. But there's 50 Joe Smiths coming in on any one day. I don't know. Or going out. Thailand is less of a playground for foreign criminals than in the past, but the threat posed is still very real. I don't know about that. I would think so. I think they have made some changes that have made it more difficult to just come here and, run your enterprise, your criminal enterprise from here. But what do I know? Asked if he thought Thailand was a... They're writing the same thing over and over again. Asked if he thought Thailand was a playground for international criminals, he indicated that this was the case in the past, but that in recent years, the situation had been changing for the better with improved policing and screening of those seeking entry. He still highlighted the dangers posed by unscrupulous travelers, ranging from certain parts of the world where organized drug traffickers use Thailand as a base for their nefarious operations to advance online scams, which often targeted Thai nationals as victims. I believe they're referring to Nigerians, honestly. I'm more of a city guy, but I could be comfortable in the countryside. I think living in a big city would get to you after a while if you didn't travel. Oh, it gets to me. Thanks for clearing that. The bad guys are everywhere. No stopping that. Seriously, those names are tough for a Westerner, but it's a damn shame that criminal idiots cause problems for the rest of us. Mister, I want to screw you. Screw your bum. Agrees that reform must come swiftly. You know what? All you have to do is think about the Chinese government, where remember they were doing rectal, or they were doing anal swabs. I don't know if they're still doing it. In a particular area, they were doing anal swabs to make absolutely certain somebody didn't have the COVID. And then they said foreigners coming in will be subject to anal swabs. And I'm like, wait a minute, so I'm gonna go into China knowing full well they're gonna stick a brush up my ass to test to see if I have the virus, the COVID. Yeah, our governments are run by geniuses for sure. They're far, far smarter than the majority of taxi drivers. Somehow I think taxi drivers look like geniuses compared to some of the people that run the governments in the world. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. All right, let me finish this nonsense. What's it smell? Better database records so that a foreigner's address can be obtained with just one click is the new goal. How hard is that? You go onto your phone, you click your name, John, Jonna, Johanna, Joanna. That's your name. You click on John, and all the Johns come up. You find the John you want. Boom, there it is. You can do it on a phone. So why is it so hard for them? I understand there's a lot more people, but isn't the concept is still the same? If you're looking for little Stevie, you should type in little Stevie, and then all the little Stevies come up, and you get the picture, and you figure the picture that matches the best is the little Stevie that you want. How difficult is that? Herein, again, I'm not complaining, but I am saying, look at the illogical logic that takes place not only here, but everywhere. The General Peapod, what is it? Peepapak, or whatever the hell his name is. Pakpum Peapod. He is launching a drive to ensure that Immigration Bureau personnel inputting data on foreign residents here create database records that are not defective and can locate a foreigner's address with one click of a button. He vowed there will be severe punishment for officers who fail to enter this vital information properly into the system. So we're talking about data input. Well, you would think that's where the TM30 comes in. But I think what happens is they just get a stack of them and they go, fuck it, I'll do it later. I'm not even, you know what? I'm not going to turn the camera. I'm sorry. You won't like what you see. He suggested that such a problem arose in the case of the American, which was later overcome by good police work. So in other words, somebody didn't input the name right, and so now he's going to have to create a database, a whole new system, because somebody didn't do their job. How about you tell the people, start putting this information in correctly, or it's your job. Foreigners why is it always foreigners? It's like us against them. I don't want it to be us against them. We're all people. We're all humans. We're human. Why does it have to be us versus them? I try not to do that. Take the Thai out of the sentence and see how that sentence can be applied. Is it still correct? Foreigners who commit crimes that cause public outrage must be arrested within 5 days, but preferably within 24 hours, demands the new police chief. Police Lieutenant General Pakpum Pipat, how many times they're going to use his name, said, it's almost like a joke now, said that it should be possible to locate and arrest any foreign wrongdoer involved in a case that has caused public outrage, like this one, within 24 hours or 5 days at the latest. So if it doesn't cause public outrage, is there a time difference? Are they allowed more time? For normal, here we go. For normal cases, he suggested that a 7-day time limit should apply. Yeah, and there's going to be, what was it? 600,000 foreigners coming in on the Phuket sandbox, and only like 30,000 ended up coming in. That's kind of the same thing. Yeah. Anyway, the newly appointed, and this is what happens. They get a new police chief. They get, the new boss, and now they've got to show, I'm on it. I'm on it, guys. Don't worry. I'm doing a good job. I'm going to make some changes, and things will be different with me in power. And then they never are. The aim is to create a climate of fear for criminals. I like this right here. The newly appointed chief pointed out that even with the best screening system, the police are not fortune tellers, and potential criminals with the right documentation will always manage to gain access to the country. So are we talking about their ability to gain access to the country, or are we talking about their ability to get into the country and then live somewhere where no one knows where they are? Because to me it seems like there's a bit of a difference. But what do I know? What do I know? I'm just a lowly YouTuber. Oh my God. Yeah, how about some dinner and maybe a glass of wine to loosen me up a little bit before they go swabbing around, digging in there? Lieutenant General Peapod admits that his new initiative called I Shit on You will combine little general bedpan into pumpiers to get the desired effect. Oh, this is hilarious. I mean, it's hilarious. It's a serious matter, and it just, I think this is off of BangkokJack.com, and I think he writes this with the intention to show just how ludicrous it really is. Man, now there's so much wind out, but it hasn't rained yet. The system for tracking and locating foreigners must be approved, so as also to create, improved. Not enough sleep last night. The system for tracking and locating foreigners must be improved so as also to create a climate of fear for would-be criminals when embarking on their criminal exploits in Thailand. Criminal exploits? This is one guy. Listen, my buddy told me something when I first moved here. And I'm serious about this. This is a guy I've known for, well, the very first day that I came here as a tourist. Hang on a second. The very first day that I came here as a tourist, this guy told me something. He said, "Scotty, my friend, you are the devil." I said, "What the hell are you talking about? I don't even believe in the devil." He said, "Yeah, but you know, in many Thais' eyes, the foreigner is the evil doer in their country." I'm like, "What? No way, come on, man. I mean, like, you know, what have I ever done to these people? I'm not going to do anything wrong to them. I'm not going to hurt them. I'm not going to..." And, you know, in one respect, he's right. He's definitely right. At least with the government. The government may be like, "Oh my God. Oh my God." You know, this place is full now, except for immediately in front of me, but all the other chairs are taken. But you know, this is what he said. He said, "You know, you just remember that they view you as the devil." And I was like, "Come on, you know, that's really harsh." It's, you know, that's like saying, well, the only thing they want is your money. Now, obviously, not all Thais only want your money. They might want your gold Rolex too. I don't know. I'm joking. You know, some are like that. Some are money hungry and completely devious. And some are just good people trying to make a living, you know. So they all don't look at me as the nasty Farang, the devil, whatever it might be. Which is good to know, because I may have a little devilish side to me. I might like deviled eggs, but you know, all in all, I try to just kind of leave people alone, let them do their own thing. You know, I don't get involved with it. You know. You know, I think that the vast majority of people that I know who live here, and that includes people in the stream that come on or that watch and they leave comments, because there are some people that they leave comments but they don't comment in the stream. I think most of them, they don't think like a tourist. And, you know, I think Jono has got to that point. He's been there for a fair amount of time now. And, you know, Longhorns is really never thought like a tourist per se. Soy Dog Cowboy, you know, he knows what's up. I think Carlos for sure knows what's up. You know, any guy who's a little bit sharp, just, you know, sharp enough to cut you a little bit, they know that this is a wonderful place. But, you know, it's 80-20, you know. It's 80% wonderful, 20%, you know, sometimes it ain't so wonderful. And you know, it's not a slam on Thailand. This is how everywhere is, you know, pretty much. I mean, there are some places that people don't like, but other than that, you know. You know, I mean, how many places do you go and you hear, oh, the people were so nice? I hear it almost every single place that somebody goes to. You know, any place that a tourist goes to. Now, if you live in the place, you might feel a little bit differently. I don't feel differently about it here when it comes to Thai people. I feel the majority of Thai people are very, very nice. They're pleasant. They're easy to get along with. Especially if you speak the language and you are fairly proficient. You know, and like, if you have a wife or you've got a girlfriend you've been with for a long time and people start to know you, they just look at you as somebody who's, you know, you're living here. You're just another person living here. Of course, they know you're not Thai. You'll never be Thai. Yesterday, I got some dim sum from near my house, and the lady started asking me, you know, how often do I go back home? Blah 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 blah. She was just generally interested. She didn't care about my money. She doesn't care. You know, I mean, I'll throw her 50 baht for the dim sum once in a while. Like, you know, Nicholas likes the Chinese buns. You know, she don't care. Oh, she's just curious, just like anybody else. So not everybody is bad. Not everybody is only out for your money here. Not everybody. You cannot generalize about an entire nation of people. I get sick of living in Australia but I'm always happy to come home after being away for a while. Yeah, I mean, you know what? That's kind of how it is with me here. And I've felt this way for many years because I used to go out of the country at least once a month. Sometimes it was once every 2 months, but generally it was one time a month or 2 times a month I would go out of the country. And you know, I got out of the country, I'm like, oh God, I'm glad to get out of here. Oh, finally I could get away from Thailand. And then when I came back, I was so happy to be back. Where else can you go and get a room, a meal, a massage, a drink, and a screw, all within 50 meters? Well, I guess if you just, you know, you get the right woman, she's, you know, within a meter or 2 of you, so, you know, there is that too. You know, you get the right girl and you'll get everything there. You'll have a place, you know, maybe it's your place, and she'll cook you a meal, she'll give you a massage, she'll fix you a drink, and she'll take care of your manly needs. I've never had a problem with Thai people. I may have got ripped off in a taxi, but that's about it. That doesn't even, especially now, I don't get ripped off by taxi drivers. I can't really even remember the last time that some taxi driver said, no, I'm not going to turn on the meter. I can't remember, you know. Get a screw, not get screwed. Well, you could be the screwer or the screwee. Yeah, I used to think it was funny that people, you know, you guys may remember the one guy, I'm not going to mention his name or anything, who was just bitching and moaning because he didn't want to get a retirement visa. Oh, I don't want one, I'm just traveling around, and da 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 da. And the Thai government, he went into immigration one day and they said, this is the last extension you're going to get. You need to get a proper visa. I don't remember, he was on a tourist visa or something. So we're not extending this anymore. Oh, he bitched and moaned and he blamed it on the Thai immigration. And it's not immigration's fault, really. Well, here's the thing. They don't have to want me. I don't care. Really. At the end of the day, if they don't want me, they don't want me. Oh well. Just like if somebody doesn't like you, what are you going to do? You're going to get everybody to like you? No. So what does it matter? Seriously, Thailand has so much to offer, but it's the bullshit government and the constantly changing rules that make things painful. It's the inconsistency of the government. That's the biggest negative, I would say, is the inconsistency in the application of their guidelines. They change every other day, or and it's not that bad, but sometimes it can be. But the bottom line is, really, when you get older, you realize, what the hell does it matter if this person doesn't like me? It doesn't matter at all. It might hurt your pride a little bit, but that's it. And you know what? Get over it. But if the Thai government doesn't like me, oh well, fine. I don't like it either. So what does it matter? They don't care, and neither do I. We don't have to like each other. I learned something in boxing a long time ago. And I forget the fight. I think it was, it was some fight where Don King was the promoter and Bob Arum was the promoter. This is many years ago, and they hated each other. But they had this big fight they wanted to make. I can't remember what the fight was off the top of my head right now. But they had this big fight that they wanted to make. And they came together and they made the fight. And it was like, the first time that had been done. And Bob Arum came together and said, listen, we don't have to like each other. We're here to make money. This is a great fight. We'll make money. That's all that matters. I don't have to like him. He doesn't have to like me. That's the way it is here. The government doesn't have to like the foreigners, but obviously they need some of them, so they're not going to be able to just say, okay, well, every foreigner here, if you're not born in Thailand, you need to leave. Hey, Andy, take it easy. Yeah, it would be nice if some people would click the like button. I know people forget, and you get busy, but it'd be nice if some people hit the thumbs up button. They subscribed, and maybe they joined as a member of YouTube, or they bought a shirt, or whatever, So. There you go. I have no idea what you're saying, Exeter. Who are you talking to, and what are you saying? And what is it related to? I'm not a mind reader. Thank you for the thumbs down as well as the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. I don't even know if the thumbs down are showing anymore, and I really don't give a shit. Just like I said, there's going to be people that don't like you. There's going to be people that don't like what you're doing. Anyway, where are we for time? All right, we got about 14 minutes left. That's it. No longer today. And then I got to get back to the shorter streams. Sometimes I feel like a nut. Sometimes I don't. Almond Joys got nuts. Mounds don't. There you go. That's my tip of the day. Yo, forget about it. Forget about it. That's why the Sabai, what do I say? Sabai, Mai Pen Rai. What is it? Jayan Yen, Mai Pen Rai, Jayan Yen, Sabai. Learn those phrases. Learn to live with them. Here we go again. It's every single day. One day they'll get smart and they'll put a sign up that says, "These are the times that this door is open." Wow, this place. Wow. Nothing too much. อย่าคิดมากนะ คิดมากพูดหัว means don't think too much, because if you do, you're gonna get a headache. There's something to be said about being oblivious. You just don't worry about it. Although, listen, don't ever say that I'm back in Joe Biden. Jesus Christ. You almost gave me a heart attack, Daniel. I thought you were real. That's the problem with words. You can't really tell. The meaning might be different from what the words show. Thailand freestyle. I do everything my spec, nah. This girl's over here looking at me like, why speaking like that? Why you speak like this? I think Falang no speak like this. Why you speak like funny man? Your English no good? Freestyle. Back in the day, when I was first told, don't think too much, it was some little village girl who, honestly, she didn't really have a brain in her head. She was not what you would call an intellect or an intellectual. And she was the one who said, don't think too much. Hey, Dallo, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome. Remember not to think too much. English not good. English you not good. What was it? I was standing with Longhorns. Where was it that I was? And the girl was saying, "Boss, I." And I'm not trying to make fun of her personally for her lack of knowledge, her inability to speak English properly, because somebody could say the same thing about me in the way I speak Thai sometimes. But I just thought it was so funny that she was going, "Boss, I." I'm like, no, it's my boss. Boss, I no like. Boss, he no like. How do you know you've been in Thailand too long? You can speak you can speak Tinglish or Thai English, and you sound just like a Thai. That's how you know you've been in Thailand too long. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, let's go. What do I need help from a lawyer for? Him think for me. Lawyer, I think him think for me. Yeah, you know what? I have had very, very few truly negative experiences. And here's the thing that you have to remember. You look at a negative experience that you had here, and you go, did this have anything to do with the person or the people or being Thai? And sometimes it's just because that particular person was having a bad day, that particular person was an asshole. But a lot of the time, you can look at it and go, it had nothing to do with this being Thailand. And that's why, for the most part, I use the 80-20 rule quite a bit. But really, I'd say here, it's more like, I used to say love-hate. Then I was like, well, hate's a strong word. Like, dislike. Now I say it's like love versus frustration. You know, why do they have to do it this way? Why does it take them forever to square away something with regards to foreigners, or why did they throw all this stuff up on the wall to maybe get one hit out of 1,000? You know, I mean, I can understand one in five, but not one in 10,000. Why throw it up on the wall at all? How about you just take the time to think a little more? You know, in everyday life, Thailand is very positive. Like you know, several people have noted, it's the government, and where isn't that true? Where is there somebody that says, "Man, my government is fantastic, but the people here, they just suck"? I don't think I've ever heard that. The government's fantastic, but the people suck. No, it's the government sucks, and the people are really good, or they're really nice, or you know. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm gonna have to come up with my top 10 tips for living here. You know, one is don't cry over women. Never cry over women, especially any one woman. As I told a particular female here, don't cry over your boyfriend, just say next. You know. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that somebody improved themselves because of some of the things I said. It's very easy to become a chowderhead. I mean, look, some of the women are gorgeous. You know, she might moan moan your name the right way. You might love being with her, and then you love talking to her, and then, you know, before you know it, you're like, oh my God, I have to get her back to America. Yeah, but dude, she's like, she works in the dirtiest brothel in town. Why wouldn't you try to get a girl that maybe has some other aspirations? You know. But I love her, she's different. Okay, so then bring her back to America. You know? And see how that works for you. Who am I to say? You know, I'm just some guy I've just seen a lot of things, that's it. And the vast majority of those kind of relationships don't work. Every once in a while they do. Now that I think about it, this was an Australian guy. The Australian guy had some chick that he met in a massage parlor down in the South. And she banged him the first time she met him. You know, like he goes into the massage parlor and 45 minutes in, it's like, hey, let's bone. Okay. I never do this though. I've never done this in my life before. And he bought it hook, line, and sinker. And then this is years ago now. And he was gonna marry her. And then I think she went to Australia, and his mother had been divorced and was getting, was she getting married? Forget how it was. Anyway, the girl got drunk and disrespected the guy's mother. And so he sent her back to Thailand, and she kept crying about, oh, I miss you, oh baby, it was a mistake, you didn't understand, and he took her back, and then she just did all kinds of shit over and over again. And that's when he was writing me. And I was like, well, I love to read this shit, but in reality, it's too bad it happens. Hey, weren't you the one getting married 3 months ago? What happened to that guy? Oh, the same guy. No, it's not the same guy. And you know, the thing is that everybody cries about how difficult it is to get their girl into the United States. And I know that there are some situations, especially because of COVID and that kind of thing, where it's just difficult. But I'm talking about before COVID. There were a lot of guys who'd be like, I just don't understand why. Well, maybe it was because they know that their last workplace was the G spot, you know, or something like that. And you know, I think if you, first, if you have the money, second, if she has money, third, if she has a reason to come back to Thailand, it can be fairly simple for a Thai to get into the United States as a tourist, and then she can go take it from there. But you know, I've told the story before. My wife filled out all her paperwork herself. She might have had a couple of questions for me. Take it easy, Dalo. Thanks again, huh? She had a couple of questions, you know, about some of the questions on the form and all that kind of stuff. But she basically filled everything in from start to finish. And she turned it in. They made an appointment for her, which I don't even think it was a month, to be honest. She went in. I asked her, do you want me to go? And you're not supposed to go. Like, you definitely can't go in with them. But you're not really even supposed to go. I mean, you could go and wait outside or something like that. But she said, no, I'll go. I said, okay. And like, she says, you know, my appointment's at 9 o'clock or whatever. At like 9:14, I get a phone call. All right, I'm done. What do you mean you're done? Yeah, interview's over. I go, so how did you do? What do you mean, how did I do? My passport will be to me in a day or two. The passport came like 2 days later. That was it. Boom, she had her visa. It was that simple. So, you know, sometimes the choices you make affect what happens down the line. Anyway, all right. Yeah, so what do we got here? We got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes and 35 seconds and counting. I don't know if I'm going to stream until I go to Chiang Mai. I got some things to do. I didn't plan on streaming today. I was going to stream tomorrow. And then I just went, I want to get out of here. Because tomorrow my wife is going to be home, so this way I don't have to stream tomorrow. I can talk to her about what we're going to do. And then, you know, I'm already going to start figuring out what's the trip after this. It might be Chantaburi, it might be Phuket, depends. But Phuket is a little more expensive than Chiang Mai when it comes to rafting. It's about 30 to 40% more expensive. So, Carlos, you take it easy. Everybody, I'm going to cut it short right now, or cut it. We're going to say goodbye now. I should have cut it an hour ago, but I didn't, which is kind of normal for me. I just felt like talking, felt like shooting the shit with you guys. So anyway, hello, goodbye. Sorry, Jim. I know that the timing is not always good, but I'll be in Chiang Mai, and I may be doing some streams or nighttime videos from there, maybe at least one night. I'd like to go to the night bazaar and check it out, maybe stream from there. I don't know, we'll see. But that's all I have. 10 days, wow. 10 days, that's great. Anyway, for now, that's all I have. Remember to click thumbs up, subscribe, click one of them links down there that leads you to a place where you put in, you know, like 47 cents, or you buy something from Amazon, or you get a shirt or whatever. Try to do that too. I know there's a lot of people who have already are YouTube sponsors, or Patreon patrons or whatever. I don't know about Doi Sutep, maybe Doi Intanon. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. We're not sure. So, anyway, that's all I have. So until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Choke the Leo.